the only way I see the 49ers winning the game is if Devey and Pears get sick and Chiller and Brown come in. If they got a note home from their mother saying they can't come to school that day, because otherwise we ain't going to be able to throw and we ain't going to be able to run.
Even they suck now, I'm still going to say, of course we're going to win. Of course we're going to get that W. You know, I heard big things. They said they're doing a big change. So practice has been looking good, a lot better. We got to get this win. We got to turn this around.
Are you listening?
Niners! Oh yeah, there's been no drop in enthusiasm. Not here, there ain't. As far as I'm concerned, ain't nothing changed. And besides, there's no crying on this channel. Something else. Did you know 21 of 32 teams are hovering right around 500 and below? You checked out the standings, right? You know what that clearly shows. There's no dominating teams in the NFL this season, save the Patriots and maybe the Packers. Maybe one other team. I like the Bengals right now, but I don't see them as invulnerable. So you see, if we win this Sunday, as I anticipate and I always do, against the St. Louis Rams, I don't care if people continue to say the boy lives at foolish and delusional way right down the street from 49er Boulevard. I will stay there until they tell me the math says we are gone. Stop, if that's you, with the condolences. We are not out of this. And look at the craziness that's going on in the NFL this season. You got Tampa Bay, right? They jump out to a 24-0 lead. Washington is beat. Washington comes back in the fourth quarter and snatches victory the last few seconds. Biggest comeback in Washington history. Crazy things going on all season already. Who knew the Atlanta Falcons would go as far as they did without losing a game? You see, anything and everything is possible. Look at the Raiders. The Raiders go into San Diego, and they beat San Diego? When was the last time that happened? Just calm down, Raider fan, because my point is this. Okay, you tell you what, I will beat you up later. When you beat the Jets next week, then we'll talk about how good you are. Meanwhile, the Raiders, I have to give them props. Remember that poll they took at the beginning of the season? Everybody voted. I was making big jokes about the Raiders. No, the 49ers will still be the best team in the San Francisco Bay Area. Okay, Raider fans, currently, that is true. Fine. Enjoy it. It's only a temporary condition anyway, and you know this. And then there's the NFL critics. Will be the last place team in the NFC West. Okay. We sit right now in the basement of the NFC West. Another temporary condition. The worst thing, now this is the most disturbing thing to me, Eric Davis. Eric Davis went on record, NFL Network, he sits there with his stupid little papers in his hand. Well, it looks to me like the 49ers are the worst team on paper. It's not all the way true. There's a couple more teams. When you think of Joe Flacco and his Ravens, and also when you look at the Detroit Lions, they are the worst teams in football, but we're right there with them. Hey, that's the only thing that bothers me. And I refuse to listen to anything, because 9-7 could get you in the playoffs this year. I am serious.
Ronbo!
Yo!
Look at him, man. You can't go anywhere in the NFL community without catching some flack now.
I know it.
Gotta do an argument with one fool? Dude bet me we wouldn't win another game this season.
Oh.
Huge money too, bro. I'm talking huge money. Should I take it?
Hell yeah!
I told the dude to wait till after next week, because I ain't lying, Ronbo. Todd Gurley worries me. That may be the best running back since Adrian Peterson entered the league. The boy is looking like an all-pro right now.
Got a good point there, though.
You know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, though, Ronbo. We got this. Season is not over till a fat lady sings. I'll at you later, too. You hang in there, bruh. It's all right.
You know me, I am not going anywhere. I'm not budging on this. Tell you right now, I've got Carl. He's waiting on the cam right now. I'm gonna find out. Now, Carl is going to be pretty much non-partial because the fact is he just became a 49er fan recently with the advent of Jarryd Hayne. So he can be straightforward and honest. Let's go to the land down under right now and see what Carl has to say. Carl, how you doing, man?
What's up, Ron? What's up? What's up, America?
Yeah. Hey, Carl, what city are you in?
Well, I live in New South Wales, which is one of the states in Australia. It's not a big city. I live what would be considered the country in Australia.
Yeah.
I live in a rural area, so I've got horses out in the backyard,
Ooh.
a dog, stuff like that.
That's awesome, man.
But I live up in I live near Port Macquarie.
All right.
So you can look that up on Google, and I live up near there.
I want to know, from your position where you sat watching that game, I almost called it something else, but that game between the Seahawks and the 49ers, what were some of the observations you made?
Well, I mean, one of the things that I could mainly take away from the game is that the team doesn't seem to have any identity whatsoever. When I say identity, I mean, was it Jed York or Baalke who came out and said, we're going to run the ball?
Yes.
And then you don't draft, you don't trade, you don't do anything to have an offensive line that even allows you to do that. And then you let guys who, you could have put a, fan turnstile on the right side of the O-line and they probably would have blocked better than that. I don't know, they're trying to get Cap and Hyde and all of them killed. I don't know. It's and then I guess the other thing that I've noticed is that there's some players who are playing and there's some players who are just playing, if that makes sense. I mean,
No, it
a
does.
lot of people give Colin Kaepernick a lot of rubbish and a lot of hate, but he was out front blocking for Carlos Hyde. Where was the lineman? Where were the wide receivers? I know they were up ahead running their routes or whatever, but the quarterback getting paid $15 million a year or whatever he's on out front of a running back, it's like, come on, guys. I don't know, there's stuff out of the media today saying the locker room's unhappy with each other. I mean, I've played in teams before where we didn't all get along, but we still went out on the field and died for each other on the field. And then when we came off, hey, we might have spoke to each other, but on the field, when you want success, you put all that other rubbish aside. So, I don't know. When I started this whole 49ers thing and I started looking into the team, I thought that with all the changes in the off-season and all the players that they lost to retirement, etc., that, Blind Freddie could have told you that the team would have to rebuild and I know rebuild is a bad word over there, but take their time to gel, I mean, there's been like 5 changes in the offense, at least the offense, Carlos Hyde replacing Gore, Torrey Smith coming in, the O-line, the right side of the O-line, the center has even changed because Kilgore got injured. So there's been so many changes that given Colin Kaepernick like 8 minutes in the preseason, or sorry, what you guys call it, the exhibition season, just isn't enough. And I think that there's so many things that are going wrong that until they sort those problems out, we're going to be in for some pain. It was terrible.
You put your finger right on the pulse of the whole situation. Colin Kaepernick's out there throwing blocks. Where is everybody?
It tells me when the quarterback's out front blocking that he cares and he wants to win. Carlos Hyde obviously wants to win because he's playing with probably a broken foot and he's still beasting people. Yeah. There's a few others on the list. Torrey Smith, obviously Anquan Boldin, showing their frustrations on the sideline in games past. Even though I don't particularly like to see that, that's still showing passion that you want to win.
Sure.
So there is a core group of guys that want to win. But when you let 4 guys come through the backfield and smash Colin Kaepernick to the ground and all you can do is put your hand out to lift him up, I mean, come on, offensive line. Put your body on the line.
Exactly. Let me go into this now. Here's the thing. You got Hyde hurt. That foot's shattered. They're going to have to stop it soon. There's a lot of things going on that offensive line that are just never going to be fixed until they make some personnel changes. But Hayne's time has come. Is he ready, and what can we consider? It's gotten down to the point now. Reggie Bush is a liability. Hayne's time is going to be this weekend. He is that big-time player. I say just get a few plays that he can comprehend. If there's any issue with him in the playbook, then just get him in there. What can you expect coming up next week against the Rams?
Against the Rams with Jarryd or just in general?
With Jarryd and we'll combine the two. Because I think Jarryd's going to see a lot of playing time next week.
I mean, if I was coaching the team and I'm not, or if I was the owner of the team, I would know that going forward next year or whatever, that Carlos Hyde would be a big part of that. Now, the season's on tilt at the moment. You know, we can't afford to lose another game. And if you look at the schedule, the chances of that happening are pretty low. Yeah, pretty light. So you could almost say, and I don't want to say it, but no, I will. We should be preparing for next year now. So that means resting Carlos, let his foot get better so that he can make a push to the end of the year, get some form in the pre-season training camp, and then be ready to go for next year. And that means for mine, if Reggie Bush is not going to be here next year, start him, but then put Mike Davis and Jarryd Hayne, and then you assess Mike Davis and Jarryd Hayne against each other to see who you're going to keep. Because at the moment, nobody knows. Neither Jarryd Hayne or Mike Davis have had enough reps for anybody to make an informed decision. Now, this week I've seen in the media there's been a lot of hate towards Jarryd Hayne from in America. I don't even pay attention to the Australian media. They're just nuts. They don't know, whether he's Arthur or Martha. That's Australian slang right there. They don't really know much about the game to make an informed decision. So we get a lot of American opinions. Cam Inman, Roger Craig, they're really great and they make some unbiased stuff, letting us Aussies know what Jarryd Hayne has to do. I think the hype on Jarryd's been overblown, as well as the hate this week has been overblown. For mine, until the coaches get the confidence in their mind that he's not going to drop the ball or he's going to be able to block effectively, I think that he might be in jeopardy of not getting much game time. I personally think that that's rubbish and ridiculous, but that's just my point of view. And up to this point, the coaching staff and the front office don't seem to be making normal decisions anyway. So who knows what's going to happen? I don't want to seem like an Australian who's just going, Jarryd Hayne, because I know he's got a lot to learn. Everybody does. Yeah. He says it himself. But I think every mistake that he's made, and this is what it comes down for me, Ron, every mistake Jarryd has made has been trying to make a play for the team.
Absolutely.
So the first one he dropped on Monday Night Football was because he was trying to make a play, because in his head, I was like, I've got to catch the ball, because that's what we do in rugby league. You never let the ball bounce. So it was just instinct for him. He saw it, I've got to go get it. And he went and got it and dropped it. Okay. The second one, when it hit him in the helmet, same thing. He said, it's going to hit one of my players. I've got to go make a play. He went to catch it. It hit him in the helmet. And, lucky for us, we recovered. And then the last one, he said in his own mind, I got one guy to beat and I can take it to the house. And then the guy came from behind him and stripped him, trying to make a play. I can handle any player making a mistake if they're trying to make a play. Absolutely. And that's what the team needs. And as far as the Rams go, I watched their game today. They just got home against Cleveland. With all the takeaways they had, they still just squeaked home. Their run defense is solid, so if Carlos is injured, do you risk him? If Carlos Hyde's injured, do you risk him against the Rams defense? Their secondary looked like it could be, a liability for them. Yeah. But can Colin, can he get the rhythm? I think he's a great player, but he's just out of rhythm because he's running for his life all the time.
I need a prediction for next week's game. What would you call it?
Oh, God.
From just what you just said, it sounds to me like you have seen enough of the Rams secondary to realize that we can throw on them. Is it possible? Can we win that game next week?
The only way I see the 49ers winning the game is if Devey and Pears get sick and Tiller and Brown come in. If they got a note home from their mother saying they can't come to school that day, because otherwise we ain't going to be able to throw and we ain't going to be able to run. I don't want to harp on it, but it's plain to see for everybody. Until that right side gets fixed, we're going to struggle.
I wanted an honest opinion, and there you have it. You see, because coming from Carl, he's not going to be like me, who's going to say the 49ers are going to win under no circumstances, and everybody else, he's going to tell you what he feels, and there you go. It's a possible loss. All right, Carl.
No, it's a possible win, too.
It's a problem. That's right. I'm going to count down to 3, 2, 1, and let me have it. 3, 2, 1.
Aussie Niners!
It's original as it gets. I love it. Oh, man, here we are again. I got my man Alex on the phone. We're like the orphans of the NFL. People are dropping out like flies, man. I seen a guy, there's a picture of a guy at a Raider game, right? Dude's got a tat. Do you see that? Yeah. Everybody's seen that, right? He's got the tat on, he's got the Raider hat. I said, oh, man. How
That's
shameless.
just Photoshop. That's just Photoshop.
I hope.
No.
I feel better. I feel better just from you saying that, man. I hope so.
It's all Photoshop. You know damn well, we'll never show up to a Raider game like that. That's all Photoshop. They just want to break our ego. They just want to break our pride. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. I hadn't even thought about that. First thing I did is got mad. But you're right. I bet you that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Alex, you know what? Let's look back at that game Thursday night. It was a debacle, man. What was wrong with that game plan? What would you have done different?
Well, for sure, I would not. In my opinion, I would not let Bush be our running back. What's up with Hyde? I thought Hyde would be our running back. Jarryd Hayne. I don't know what happened, but it just our offense. Like I was telling you, it's just our offense. There's no guys guarding us. There's no guys guarding Kaepernick. They just let him in. It's like an open invitation to a party. It's like, what's up? Where's our offense at?
And Alex, I'm so scared. I'm so scared, man. I don't know how they're going to fix that other than put Tiller in and stop putting Devey in. But it looks like they're going to continue from the last word we just heard. They're going to continue to switch those guys back and forth. Why? Nobody knows. But yeah, they're going to keep doing that.
They need to stop putting them, bro. Like, they need to get someone in there. Get someone in there. If you know our right side is weak, fix it to a point. Fix it fast, ASAP. Switch it. Do something.
And stop playing this game with Devey. Just put him on the bench and let him stay there until somebody gets hurt or otherwise. He is on the depth chart, not a starter. Speaking of, though, man, we got Carlos Hyde. El Guapo's hurt. We got Boldin playing with a bad hamstring. That was a bad move last week as well. I got injuries here, man. They don't make any sense. Geep Chryst, the game plan sucked. If you're gonna put Kaepernick in a position to get killed, then it's your fault as well. I just don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out what are we gonna do with all these issues? Because now if you came in, they say, Alex, come in, we want you to look at these problems and we want you to fix them. What would be the first thing you would do?
Bro, I would probably fix our offense for sure. Yeah. Our right side, I will fix that. And I'm not really a big fan of McDonald because he drops the ball too much. You see my pictures, my Instagram pictures, my jersey 89.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's my year when I was born. Yeah. Let me be in the field. I'll catch more balls than he does, But we need to for sure fix that guy. And honestly, Hayne, he's a really good, I like that guy a lot. I think, honestly, we should have him as a running back instead of Reggie Bush. And that's pretty much it. That's all I could think of. But from there, let Cap be Cap. Let him, he has a unique style. That's why he was so good at what he's doing now.
A dual threat,
let him, you just got to let him. I'm a Kaepernick fan. I have faith in him. That's where he got drafted in the beginning, is because he had a unique throw. He's not a pocket guy. You can't change a tiger stripes. That's how he is.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question, though. Geep Chryst, what he's doing with Cap. Now, I understand that Geep is trying very hard, but is it a time for a short passing game? Why put Cap in a position where that offensive line is going to get him killed? The longer he's back there waiting for somebody to run their route and get free for him to hit him with a pass, the bigger chance he is of getting killed behind that line of scrimmage, behind that offensive line. Wouldn't you throw a shorter passing game? I mean, is that hard to? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It does, but as the quarterback, the head coach, and then the offside coordinator, Cap only could do what to follow the instructions. Okay, we want you to throw a pass, and so what he's going to do, he's going to throw it. But at the same time, we need short passes. Short passes is easy as getting a yard, getting an inch, Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he wants to throw long balls, and he thinks they could do it, but that's not the way to do it. If like the Seahawks game, don't run the ball. They know we're going to give the ball to Carlos Hyde. Don't do that. Throw short passes. Get closer to the 1 yard line. Get closer to the first down, but it didn't work like that.
Everybody's talking about that. We got the Rams coming up next week, and man, them dudes are just waiting. Man, they're just going to be licking their chops, man, because they know that defensive line is scary, man. They're going to say, everybody just line up on the right side. If they don't shift, then we're all coming in at the same time. Forget about dealing with Boone and Staley. Why? We go to the other side and come in free. So, do we have a chance against the Rams coming up next Sunday?
Of course we do. I'm always that guy saying, our team is going to make it. Our team is going to win. Even they suck now, I'm still going to say, of course, we're going to win. Of course, we're going to get that W. You know, I heard big things. He said that they're doing a big change. So practice has been looking good, a lot better. We got to get this win. We got to turn this around.
All right. What kind of score? Are we going to beat them? Are we going to dominate? Because we're pissed off, Alex. We just got our hat handed to us by the Seahawks. We got to come out like crazy men next week. What will be your choice of score?
I want to say it's going to be 35 to 27.
35 points? I like
35 points.
I like 35 points, bro. All right.
I think it's going to be in the 30s. It's going to be in the 30s, so
yeah,
I'm going to go for 30s.
We're an angry team, man. 30 points is not incredible. We knew we should have scored more points than that.
We're looking for blood now. We're looking for blood. I mean, we're gonna build our more ego, and we're going to like dominate, turn this thing around, and then we're just gonna go aim for the sky. That's all we're gonna do.
Like it. Before you go, man, give me the 3, 2, 1. Give me the Alex holla as in win. 3, 2, 1.
Niners!
I know we're gonna win.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Alex. Looks like we got a split decision. No problem. Because you see, here's the thing. As I said, I want an impartial observation, and we got it from Carl. Split decision. I, of course, have not given my decision yet. I'm going with the 49ers, and you know this. I've already got my X factor. You see, because Todd Gurley is going to determine the Rams offense. I think we'll do well against the run this week. We embarrassed ourselves last week against the Hawks. That's not going to happen 2 times in a row. Gurley gets stopped, leaving everything in the hands of Nick Foles. We can win this game. I do not see the 49ers coming out to embarrass themselves 2 games in a row at any rate. Look for another 49er team this week. We win this game 24-17, of which afterward, we will celebrate at the online gathering. If you haven't done that with us yet, all the instructions will be at Facebook, Ronbo Sports, the fan page. Facebook, Ronbo Sports, the fan page for all the instructions. I'll see you also on Instagram and Twitter. If you have any questions, I'll answer them there as well. But there will be your instructions on how to get that done. All right? We will be celebrating. I always feel that way about that. I gotta get fired up. You get fired up. It's our job to stay fired up and supportive. Be sure to subscribe before you go, so you know when I come back looking for you. You'll hear me knocking. I look forward to the part of this program every week. Dude, count me up out of here.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Niners!